Hey everyone, it's Flakfire. Battlefield 1's open beta contains plenty of great World War I history. The map Sinai Desert echoes the tales of T.E. Lawrence and the Sinai and Palestine campaign. Many of the weapons in the beta saw actual frontline service, but one of the most intriguing stories of World War I and afterwards is right in front of your face. The Armored Train. Hundreds of armored trains were built during World War I and served with many nations. Battlefield 1's armored train is actually based off of a real-life behemoth named Zaamurets. Constructed in Odessa for the forces of the Russian Tsar in 1916, the armored train was protected by 3 to 4 inches of steel and armed with two 57mm guns in 360-degree traversable turrets. The train also had 8 machine guns to guard against attacking infantry. Zaamurets was sent to the Galician front, where it was used primarily in an anti-aircraft role, supporting the fight against the Austro-Hungarian Empire. In September 1917, Zaamurets returned to Odessa for a refit. As part of her upgrades, the turrets were raised for better firing clearance, and the easily recognizable square fire control pillars were added. Before Zaamurets could return to battle, the revolution swept through Russia, and Zaamurets fell under the control of the Bolsheviks. Renamed Lenin, Zaamurets was sent to combat Czechoslovakian counter-revolutionary forces on the southern edges of what would become the Soviet Union. There, Zaamurets was eventually captured by the Czechs and renamed Orlik. Shortly afterward, however, the Treaty of Versailles ended World War I and simultaneously created Czechoslovakia as an independent state. With no reason to continue fighting, the Czech forces managed to broker a peace with the Red Army, and Zaamurets was moved towards Vladivostok. On the way, Zaamurets became tangled in a dispute with a Japanese force in Mongolia. As a result, the train was surrendered to the Japanese, but then returned to Czech control through diplomatic maneuvering. In 1920, the Czech troops were finally able to leave Vladivostok for Europe and left Zaamurets in the control of other anti-Bolshevik forces. For the next several years, the remaining anti-Bolshevik forces fought as mercenaries in China, employing Zaamurets against enemy factions. Zaamurets was again renamed, this time to Train Number 105, before falling into the hands of the Japanese-backed Kwantung Army in 1931. The Kwantung Army was responsible for the invasion of Manchuria and the start of the Second Sino-Japanese War, a major contributing factor to World War II. It's quite possible Zaamurets played a role in this invasion, but this is where the train story ends, though in no certain terms. There are no records of Zaamurets after its capture, and no one knows what became of that venerable war train. Perhaps it was destroyed during World War II, or it was scrapped for weapons and material. It will likely remain a mystery, with Zaamurets' fate forever shrouded in uncertainty. Personally, seeing the armored train in Battlefield 1 creates a unique moment. Zaamurets returns to life ever so briefly and then disappears again into the shadows of the past. What do you think of Battlefield 1's inclusion of the armored train and the nod to Zaamurets? What about the game's other behemoths? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Consider sharing on websites like Facebook and Twitter, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching.